I don't need your validation for my past. If you can't accept it, then we have no future. My past is not a red flag. It's a story of survival. If that's too much for you, then you're not ready for real love. I've grown from every mistake I've made. If my journey intimidates you, then maybe you're not meant to be part of it. The person you see today is a result of everything I've endured. If you can't honor that, then we're not meant to be. I'm not looking for someone to fix me, just someone who loves me for who I am, past and all. If my past feels like a burden to you, then you're not strong enough to carry the love I have to give. The road I've walked wasn't easy, but it made me who I am. If you can't handle the truth, then keep walking. I'm not ashamed of my journey. If it makes you uncomfortable, that says more about you than it does about me. I won't water myself down to make you comfortable. If my past feels too intense, then I'm not for you. My past is a reflection of my strength, not my flaws. If you can't see that, then you're not ready for my future. I've let go of my past. If you can't, that's your problem, not mine. I'm proud of my scars. They remind me of how far I've come. If they scare you, then we were never meant to be. I am not perfect, but I'm real. If my past doesn't sit well with you, then we have no future. The love I have to offer is rooted in my experiences. If you can't accept my past, you'll never truly know my heart. I refuse to let someone else's insecurities make me feel ashamed of my story. If you can't see the beauty in my resilience, then you're not ready to stand beside me. The journey I've traveled has been anything but easy, but it's mine. If you can't honor the path that shaped me, then you don't belong in my future. I am not here to explain, apologize, or justify my past to anyone. If you can't embrace all of me, then it's best you leave now. Every chapter of my life was written with lessons, pain, and growth. If you only want to skim through the pages, you'll never understand my story. You don't have to agree with my past, but if you can't accept that it's part of who I am, then we're not meant to walk this road together. I will not beg someone to love me. If my past feels like a wall to you, then it's time for you to move on. If my past is too much for you, then clearly you're not enough for my present. My past shaped me, but it doesn't define me. If you can't see the difference, then you don't belong in my life. I've faced my demons and won. If my history feels like a battle to you, maybe you're not ready to stand beside a warrior. The road I've traveled wasn't perfect, but it was mine. If you can't walk it with me, then I'll gladly go alone. I've been through storms you'll never understand. If you can't handle the rain that shaped me, you don't deserve the sunshine I bring. My past is a museum of lessons and scars, not a prison of regrets. If you can't appreciate the exhibits, don't bother stepping inside. If you're stuck judging me by the roads I've walked, you'll miss out on the beauty of the destination I'm heading toward. I've learned, grown, and evolved. If my journey doesn't inspire you, then we're not meant to share a future. My past is my strength, not my weakness. If you're afraid of it, maybe it's because you've never truly faced your own. I will not erase pieces of myself to make you more comfortable. If my past is too much for you, then I'm clearly not for you. My mistakes are proof that I've tried, stumbled, and risen stronger. If that intimidates you, then you're not ready for the person I've become. You weren't there to see the nights I cried or the battles I fought. If my scars make you uncomfortable, then keep your distance. I've already forgiven myself for my past. If you can't do the same, then you're not the person I'm looking for. If you can't embrace my imperfections, you'll never appreciate my authenticity. The person I am today is a masterpiece built from the fragments of my past. If you can't see the beauty in that, then move on. I've worked hard to heal and grow. If my past makes you uneasy, then you don't deserve the healed version of me. My past is not a deal breaker for me, so if it is for you, I won't waste my time convincing you otherwise. I've climbed mountains you'll never understand. If my journey feels too steep for you, then stay at the base while I keep rising. I am not the mistakes I've made. I am the wisdom I've gained from them. If you can't see that, then we're not aligned. I won't rewrite my story to make you more comfortable. If my past is a problem for you, then we have no future together. I'm not looking for someone to judge my past, but someone who can appreciate the strength it took to overcome it. If you can't love the person I've become because of my past, then you were never meant to love me at all. My past is not a reflection of my worth, but a testimony to my resilience. If you can't see the beauty in how far I've come, then you don't deserve to walk beside me now. I'm not asking for perfection, only acceptance. If my past feels too heavy for you, then it's not my weight to carry. Walk away. My past is not a burden, it's my badge of survival. If you're too focused on where I've been, you'll never appreciate where I'm going. I don't owe anyone an explanation for my past. It shaped me into who I am today. And if that's not enough for you, then goodbye. I will not shrink myself or my experiences to make you comfortable. If my past intimidates you, then we were never meant to walk the same path. The scars of my past tell a story of battles won. If you can't honor that, you don't belong in my future. My past is not an obstacle, it's a stepping stone. If you trip over it, perhaps you're not ready to move forward with me. I'm not here to prove my worth to anyone. If my history scares you, then maybe you're not brave enough for my future. Every mistake, every choice, every moment of my past shaped me. If you're too caught up in who I was, you'll never see the beauty of who I am. Don't judge me by the chapters you walked in on. If you can't respect the journey, then walk away right now. I refuse to let my past define me in your eyes. If you can't see beyond it, then I'm not for you. The past is a teacher, not a prison. If you can't handle the lessons I've learned, then you're not ready for the wisdom I bring. I've forgiven myself for my past. If you can't, that's your burden to carry, not mine. I am not my mistakes, and I won't let anyone reduce me to them. If that's all you see, then it's time for you to leave. My past is a garden of lessons, not a field of regrets. If you can't appreciate its beauty, then walk away. I've battled my demons and won. If my scars frighten you, then maybe you're not as strong as you think. Love is about acceptance, not judgment. If my past feels too much for you, then you're not ready for real love. I can't rewrite my past, but I've rewritten my future. If you're stuck on where I've been, you'll never join me where I'm going. The strength I carry comes from my past. If you can't respect that, then we have no future. You say you love me, but if you can't handle the road I've walked, then you don't truly know me. Every chapter of my life is essential to my story. If you can't embrace the entire book, then don't read it at all. My past is not up for debate or discussion. If you can't handle it, then don't waste my time. I'm not ashamed of where I've been. If my truth makes you uncomfortable, then you don't belong in my life. My history is mine alone, and I wear it proudly. If you can't walk beside me with respect, then walk away. I've learned to love the person I've become. If my journey intimidates you, then we're not meant to walk the same path. I'm no longer the person I was, but if you can't see that, then it's best we part ways now. If my past bothers you, remember this. I've already lived it, survived it, and grown from it. You're just hearing about it. I don't need someone to fix me. I need someone who can handle the healed version of me. My past doesn't define me, but it shaped me. If you can't appreciate the person I am today, then leave. I am not my past, but it's part of my story. If that's a problem for you, then we're not a match. You can't love me for who I am without accepting who I was. If that's too much for you, the door is right there. I've fought to become the person I am today. If my past scares you, then you're not strong enough for my present. I deserve someone who sees my past as a journey, not a judgment. If you can't, then it's time to say goodbye. My past is not a stain, but a map of my resilience. If you can't follow, then you're not meant for this adventure. I'm done apologizing for my past. If you can't handle it, then walk away. The strength you admire in me was forged in my past. If you can't respect that, you don't deserve my future. I am more than my mistakes. If you can't see the person I've become, then you're not looking hard enough. I've grown from my past, and if you can't see my growth, then we're not on the same level. I don't need to justify my journey. If my past makes you uncomfortable, then we're not compatible. I've turned my pain into power. If my history is too much for you, then you're not strong enough for my present. I am unapologetically me, scars and all. If you can't handle that, then you're not my person. My past is a testament to my strength. If you can't respect it, then you don't deserve my love. You can't pick and choose the parts of me you want. My past is part of the package. Take it or leave it. I'm proud of the person I've become, and my past made me who I am. If you can't celebrate that, then walk away.